We're waiting for you.
Hi guys, welcome to Yoga Chitta podcast. I would like to welcome Ashwin. Ashwin, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you, Yuvraj.
Okay, so today we are going to talk about beliefs and opinions. And as we know that beliefs and opinions are such an uh, seemingly important part in determining our reality
Hmm.
about, I mean, in terms of how we respond to them.
Hmm.
So I think we'll get to learn a lot today. I hope we'll get to learn a lot today. Okay,
You
so
will, don't worry.
Ashwin. Okay, so my first question to you, Ashwin, is
Hmm.
what is self-doubt?
I don't think self-doubt is any different from any other doubt. So it is a method to break a belief about yourself. So there cannot be doubt without belief. Did you know that? Most people
Now I,
don't know this.
yeah.
That the minimum requirement for a doubt to be there, and the substrate for a doubt is belief. So if you don't have self belief, then you don't have to have self doubt. But people are running around with self belief instead of self proof and self facts. They have self belief. There's a whole self belief industry only. And that's a big problem because if you don't know your own abilities, forget your own abilities. You know what's more important is, do you know what other people think of you? It's very important. And if you can't face it, we can't rest if other people don't think well of us. Did you know that?
Mm.
Unless we create self belief, and then we'll have self doubt immediately. And self doubt is good because it breaks self belief, and it's a good thing to break self belief because then you can accept that what's going on in your life is not of a high quality, and you can actually take some action to improve the quality of your life. Yeah, we need not run things on self belief. What is the use of self belief? You're useless to anybody else if you have self belief, isn't it? Why? What is the use of you to somebody else? You need to understand what the other person thinks of you. We first of all are afraid of this information because for us it feels like rejection if somebody doesn't think well of us, which it is. By definition, rejection is somebody not approving of us. But we're scared of it. I don't know why. We shouldn't be scared of it. We should be eager to know when we are not being of service and use to our fellow human beings. And when we get that information, we can quickly be of service and use to them. And guess what? They reward you with money, with respect, with resources, with kindness, with love, with food and drink and shelter and everything else that can ever need in your life. So, why do we bring this blockage called self belief? Because we are loath to hear the word rejection or no, and we are afraid to. But I don't know why we don't want to earn this. It's a mystery to me why people are being taught this lesson that they shouldn't earn the love and respect of other people by being of use to them. You don't need any self belief then because they'll behave nicely with you, you know. You'll have a genuine relationship for the first time in your life, I guess. And for many people, that's a rare thing to have a genuine relationship based on truth. People come to me, happy Guru Purnima Guruji, and I told all of them without exception, may Bhavani bless you with the truth, because that's what you fucking need in your life. So when you start saying the truth, you don't need belief when you say the truth, because the truth is verifiable. That's why it's true. You don't need to argue about the truth. If two religions are arguing about the truth, then it's not truth. Nobody needs to argue about the truth. If you're breathing, there's oxygen in the room. It's truth. Why? How do you know? You're breathing. Nothing to argue about there. So truth always comes with an effect, an undeniable effect that it's there. The sun is there. You're feeling the heat on your hand. When you look at it, it hurts your eyes. It's the sun. It's there. There's nothing to argue about it because it makes sense. It it is sensorily verifiable, or it can be verified through our instruments. If we can't sense it, we verify it through our instruments. Or we make our senses more subtle and then we verify it through our senses. But the person who doesn't have sense, unfortunately, lives in nonsense, piled high and deep, PhD in nonsense. I got that from Osho. He said people are studying BS, MS, and then PhD. Bullshit. More of the same and piled high and deep. That is self belief. Self belief is SB. BS is self belief from another angle.
So now there is self-doubt, as in you questioning, should I say, assumptions that you have made about yourself,
Hmm.
and
Yeah,
there is self-doubt where you question even something which is going right for you.
it's not going right. That's why questioning it.
Say, for
So
example,
people make,
imposter.
yeah, imposter syndrome, isn't it?
Yeah.
Where everything is going right, everybody is happy with you, but you still feel that they're going to reject you at some point because you're not getting that feedback of love from them. That's why it's not reaching you. You're not broken. You're not getting that feedback, so you know something's up here. Yakinda, whatever, who's the president of New Zealand, I don't know how to pronounce her name. A very popular president, but she is not getting love and respect from her colleagues. They're jealous of her. And because of that, she sometimes experiences imposter syndrome, which is very rightly experienced because they're scheming something behind her back. And she's got to be aware. So, everybody with imposter syndrome, it's because you're not getting that feedback. And then, if you force yourself, you'd go and take psychotherapy and you force yourself to believe it. You figure out some shortcut method to believe something that isn't true. You're going to suffer, man. You're going to suffer very badly. Shashank is asking, is self belief denial? Good question. And that's exactly so. Every time you self believe in yourself, you're denying the problems that's there. And you've inflated yourself artificially. There's bound to be a crash somewhere down the line because you're not in touch with reality anymore. That's why I keep bringing people back to reality. That's my important job on this world, in this earth, on this earth.
Okay. Uh, Now there is this other aspect to it where people hold on to a belief very strongly
Mm,
about themselves or anything else, and they don't want to let go of it. Say some ideology or any belief which is helping them, which is a solution for something in their life.
mm.
Uh, Now, how do when do they decide to let go of that belief? When do they change?
They have enough pain, It's like smoking. Like, when do you decide to stop smoking? When you get lung cancer, you stop. Or something else happens, like you get rejected, or you have a child and you decide you don't want to give the child cancer, then you stop smoking. Something happens in your life where smoking cannot be used as a solution for those problems which it was solving is basically your thoughts, right? So I know a person who gave up smoking but continued to solve his problems with other ways. So given him the exercise of making a list of his thoughts from morning, and from morning he has found 4 problems that he's not solved. And he says, if I do this for a week, I'm afraid. How many problems will I find that I haven't faced and solved, where I'm inadequate? I mean, always harping that you should admit your inadequacies, because if you do, then you have a chance to overcome them. But if you don't, and you sit in denial and self belief, which are both basically the same thing, then you'll have niggling self doubt, crippling self doubt, various kinds of self doubt. So, this mechanism is not well understood even by psychologists, who will just make it another disease in the DSM. Sometimes I feel like taking that DSM and hitting them on the head with it, but I can't do that. I can only think that. Because there's very deep misunderstanding of the mind and a deep arrogance of not wanting to learn it from yogis who understand it, dismissing us, not valuing the months and years and births that we have put into gaining stability of mind, which is the sign of yoga, after which we come to know our true nature, says the first 2 lines of Patanjali's Yoga Sutra, which everybody reads and quickly skips. They stumble on the truth in the first 2 lines, pick themselves up. Why should we stumble on the truth? Let us keep ourselves high, PhD. Sonali has a question. Is the imposter syndrome a shortcoming or a natural outcome of not getting feedback? It is a natural outcome of not getting feedback. It's not a shortcoming. You can always overcome your inadequacies. There's nothing called a shortcoming as such, you see. If you have a shortcoming, you can always overcome it. You can invite help because now you have a project to work on. And you'll get help when you invite help, when you make the right invitation. All people need to know is how to make offers. If they know how to make offers and invite people to help them, then they won't have to work on their inadequacies and shortcomings. So let me tell you something, guys. I want to reframe this in your mind. Your inadequacies and shortcomings are nothing but an invitation to allow other people who don't have those shortcomings into your life in exchange for something that they have a shortcoming in, which you don't. And that's how human beings are beautifully made into this big jigsaw puzzle. It's a puzzle, but you have to see where you fit in. You don't keep filing off the puzzle to fit in, then the puzzle loses its meaning, right? So please understand it with this imagery and this metaphor and reframe it in your mind forever that every shortcoming you have is basically like a port. It's a USB port. Now you need something to plug into it. You should be happy you have so many ports to plug so many people into your life. That's a bond. That's why you can have a relationship. Okay? Every shortcoming is an invitation to a relationship of cooperation and common goals. Your entire teaching is every man for himself. It annoys me, man. So tiring. Anyway, let's go on. Sorry. Rant over.
Okay, now some people have beliefs about the world, about
Mm-hmm.
how the world is supposed to be or how it is,
Mm.
right? So in order to grow, they need to be able to question those beliefs. So how do they detach themselves from the beliefs and not take them personally?
They need a big dose of vitamin S along with mineral tea. sincerity, and truth. They're lacking in vitamin S. They don't mind the lies. They're getting some. They're getting some problems fixed with the lies. Or delayed. People say problem postponed is problem solved, isn't it? That's what people think. They just want to postpone it. They don't want to solve it forever, man. The world is full of duct tape solutions. Everyone's life is full of duct tape solutions. Chipkafy it. It doesn't work for everything, duct tape. It wears out and things fall apart. Why not we fix it permanently, like with screws and clamps? And takes a little more effort to put the screws and clamp. Duct tape is ready. Zzz, lies. Problem postponed. आज party करेंगे भाई और बहनों because I'm feeling afraid. And if I have a party today and I just get high and then I forget about everything, right? So people have different ways to party. Some binge watch series, some eat a lot, some smoke and drink, some do drama, some just suffer from their own traumas and feel that the world is a very dangerous place. Who made all these conclusions? You made it so that it's easy for you. You cannot say, world is dangerous, so I don't want to go out, I'm depressed. It's a nice solution. Depression is not a problem, it's not a disease, it's a solution. It's an easy solution. But we've been told that you have to be compassionate towards someone. Someone who's depressed is the same as someone with a broken leg. They have something broken inside them. We have to heal it. We have to put a bandage on it. I've gotten people out of the depression with 2 slaps, like not physical slaps, but telling them what they're avoiding by the depression, and they're like, "How this fellow knows what's happening? I didn't realize it myself." You know. Suddenly has a new question. A relationship in this space, so far as seen, is getting pushed further to be told you are insecure, you are oversensitive, and so on. How does one handle this, Guruji? So yeah, don't be in that space where um, you have somebody who wants to lie, right? All good relationships are based on truth, Sonali. So you can't lie, okay, guys? You can't lie in a relationship because if you do, you open the doors out to dysfunction. This dysfunctional relationship. So now you should take a call. Do you want to be in a lying relationship where somebody says, "There's nothing wrong. You're just feeling it. You're insecure. There's something wrong with you. You fix it. Ha ha ha. I showed you the way now. Let me just chill out. Can't you just chill like me?" And you're like, "No, there's something wrong here. I sense it. I feel it. My senses are telling me there's something wrong here. It's not working." Well, instead of doing all that, sit and ask yourself what exactly is wrong and find it. This is exactly what's wrong here. This is why I don't see a future with you. And break up. Don't continue in a lying relationship. Okay? Easy to say. You have to hear this many times before you can do, because it'll hit your screen. Break up. What is this? I don't think I can do it. And then you'll be like, suffer. Like I did this like with some long term relationships. 9 years, 5 years of my life wasted because I was saying that I was sensing the truth, but I couldn't really. I had a partner who was in denial, right? So then I had to keep checking. Like, am I something wrong with me? Is something wrong with me? I had to keep checking. And I was like, no, I can't shake this thing off. And then you get so busy with so many activities and dramas that you just don't have time for that self-reflection. You better make that space and time for self-reflection. The truth will be very evident and apparent, and your answer is there. If you want to be sincere, make the space for it. Don't talk to anyone. Sit alone. Meditate and be sincere about stuff. Sit with your thoughts. Don't have any stimulants. Don't have any phone with you, and don't take drugs. Do nothing. Have a glass of water. Sit down quietly for 2 hours. Your whole life, you will know what's wrong with it. All the thoughts will come to you. If you get busy with something, then of course the thoughts are not going to come to you. So I had to be brutally honest. There's nothing brutal about it, you know. So we should change this. Not brutally honest. There's nothing brutal about this. There is compassionately honest. You have to have compassion towards yourself first before you can extend it to anyone else. Honesty is compassion, guys. There's nothing brutal about honesty, okay? Honesty is the highest form of compassion. But we, see the words brutal honest, brutal honesty. I'm using those words. It's not correct. Honesty is compassion, okay? So reframe a lot of things today. I told you learn a lot of things today. What next?
Okay. Are there healthy doubts and unhealthy doubts, or all doubts are the same?
All doubts are healthy. Boom. No space for denial if you have doubts, right? Doubts are the cure to denial. So sit with your doubts for 2 hours, and you will have freedom.
Okay. Uh, what is the difference between belief and trust?
Trust is what you have when you put your leg on the earth. Trust is what you have when you pick up your laptop or whatever, because it is in your own ability to do something. Or trust is something that you have in somebody else's ability to do something or intentions. Whereas belief is a cover up of truth. Trust is based on truth, belief is based on lies. They're two different things. If I go to my barber and I want to shave, and I have to trust him with a knife to do his job, his ability, that's called trust. I don't have any reason to disbelieve there. I don't have any reason to mistrust. But if you have any reason to mistrust, then there's probably some belief also lurking out there. Unverified belief, which get passed off as trust. But they're as different as apples and oranges. You can tell them apart. You just have to look carefully. You know which is based on truth and which is based on lies, because if you say the truth, then you'll know which is true. But if you don't have the space to be truthful every day, if you're not making half an hour at least to be truthful to yourself, then you're going to drive yourself into a wild forest of lies where all sorts of dangerous beings lurk, and you'll just have the wrong company in life. You'll not be with those compatible with you. You won't have your tribe. You won't even have your vibe. Your vibe attracts your tribe, no? You won't be able to vibe like how you won't be able to find your natural avastha, as Patanjali says. Sonali is not listened. She's asking same thing again. Wait. How are self-doubts healthy? Is another person has pushed you to those doubts. Other person doesn't push you to those doubts. Oh, how are self-doubts healthy? Is another person has pushed you. You're thanking me for precious learning. It's not a question. Okay, I didn't understand. It's all right. But as long as you're thanking me, good.
Okay. What's the difference between belief and faith.
Belief and faith. Both are gas. Yeah, yeah. Both are gas. People have faith in God. It's just like religious faith and belief and like no man. I don't have faith in God. I have communication with God. That's a big difference. How do I know something is worth waiting for or whatever? I get guidance because I have done sadhanas to communicate directly with the goddess Shakti for births, and then I'm able to do it. And you can all do it if you come to my Kamakala that's happening on Saturday. You want to experience a communication with the goddess yourself? Come on Saturday. Who wants to experience communication with the goddess? I'm taking a free session on Saturday. Okay, the first of the Kamakala manifestation, the first class I'm going to give you free. Then you decide if you want to do the rest of the class or not. And for those who want to join it, I'm going to put a link here. Quickly click it and get into the WhatsApp group. bit.ly/KKAUG21. Yeah, I've posted this. It's not going to come in some destinations like groups. Those of you who are in a group, let me share. It's very easy, guys. It's very easy to remember this, okay? Hang on. This is important because you need to understand the difference between faith. Make a note of this, okay? The moment you enter this into your browser, you'll be, if you have WhatsApp, you'll be taken to join a WhatsApp group. So all you have to do is join the group, and on Saturday morning, sorry, evening, 8 o'clock, 8:30, Saturday evening, 8:30, we will have a free session, and the link will be provided in this WhatsApp group. So yeah, this is for those watching this before August 7th, 2021. If you're watching this after that, don't bother. Okay. Thank you, Yuvraj. Sorry for the digression, and sorry, everyone. It's not a digression. It's for you to understand what faith is. What is what is direct communication, right? What Manish is talking about. Knowing God rather than having faith. Yeah. Don't have faith. Shashank is asking another intelligent question. Do all of us by default know what the truth is? Since we all have doubts about most things. Yes. We instinctively know when something is gas. We have a gas detector. All of us have, but we suppressed it. Somehow we are benefiting from the gas a little bit. But it's really a short term benefit. It's never a long term benefit. So don't go for gas. When someone gives gas, just say no. Say no to gas inside your body and outside.
Okay.
Let's go on,
Uh,
Yuvraj.
yeah. Okay. So are opinions a manifestation of ego, especially uninformed ones? But I suppose if they're informed, then they're not opinions, and they're facts.
Yes. If they're informed, then they would no longer be qualified as opinions. They'd be qualified as data. Okay? Narada is saying that's why it's called gaslighting. Yes. So these are just live your life on data. Why you need opinions? Why you need an opinion? Yeah? Biases and opinions, and why you need all this kachada? Why can't you live your life without it? I mean, why? Why can't you live your life without opinions and kachada? Please tell me what obstacle you have. Who's stopping you? Nobody. You're benefiting from it in some way. That's why you need it. Helps you to deny the fact that you know is true. Maybe people don't love you. Maybe you're being of value to nobody. It's a very. Somebody's asking me today, like psychology, man. Like everyone deserves slaps who study psychology and who believes in it and throws it around like irresponsibly. I'm yet to see somebody who got cured by a psychologist. Like one. Okay. So today somebody is asking me how to resolve codependency. I'm like, hey, tell me what you're actually facing. What's your problem? So then he told me his bunch of problems, and says that the opinions of his friends matter so much to him, and it hurts him when they behave like they don't really care about him. I'm like, truth is that they don't care about you. If you can accept the truth, then you can stop calling them friends and be free. Breakup solves almost anything. If somebody is not willing and sincere and happy to be with you, then why the hell should you be with them? Okay? You call it codependency. Now you're given a word for this. You're given it some validation. You're given these denial and lies a status as if it's science. It's got the status of science now, psychology. Codependency, it's a thing. Why not keep it simple? There's bullshit and there's truth. That's it. So simple. Why do we need this? But then, of course, people need it. Like when you go to the psychologist and then you come back and then you say, I'm working on my issues with cognitive behavioral therapy. It feels like you're doing something very scientific. Nothing's working. You're still pissed off with your wife because you're not facing the fact that you don't love each other and it's not working. Many people have a great relationship on Instagram. This talk is not if you want to hide under the cover of your lies, please stop listening to me because it'll be painful. You'll find it cruel. Then don't get pissed off with me. You have if you're on your laptop, you have a mouse pad. You can click on the small X. And if you have a phone, you click on the center button and I'm gone. Just like your problems when you're in denial. But this talk will be recorded on the internet forever. Just avoid it. Okay, what else? Who else needs awakening?
Some people, they say that they were in a relationship and their partner manipulated them in
Mm,
some ways.
mm.
Especially, when there's this term called narcissist, and people who say,
Psychology.
so what's really going on there when people think they are being manipulated or they were manipulated?
They can't accept the fact that they made a mistake. And they can't accept the fact that they continued making a mistake for many years. I can accept the fact, so I'm not sore at any of my exes. I can accept the fact that I made a mistake. I stuck around for too long. I bought into a lot of psychology and I got gaslit. So what? Boo hoo. So what? You're gonna let this affect the rest of your life now. I have trust issues. That's because you haven't found anybody who's safe to be with. And instead of learning, okay, you have a big inadequacy. I know some people who say, but I don't know what safe feels like. So how am I supposed to know when somebody's safe or not? Then why are you bloody well not learning this? And how will you learn something? Suppose you want to learn cycling, what do, man? Get on a cycle, right? I don't know how to ride the cycle, so I'm never going to get on a cycle. That's how you learn cycling. You get on the bloody cycle and fall two more times. You'll learn. You'll figure it out. Why are we so against learning? We're a society against learning, man. We're a society against mistakes, and therefore we're a society against learning. Okay? I think everybody can should have the freedom to make mistakes and should have the freedom to change their mind about something and not be shamed for it. Find a society like that. Vibrate like that. You vibrate without shame. Be shameless. You vibrate without shame, you'll find other people who say, hey, you're cool. You'll stand out in the crowd if you vibrate without shame. That's how I find my people. I'm shameless. I find other shameless people. It's not so hard. You got to vibrate at that level of, you know, honesty. When you vibrate at the level of honesty, then a lot of things work better. Your immune system works better. Your digestive system works better. You sleep better. You have better skin. You have better everything. You're strong. You recover from injuries fast. And you feel free. You feel alive. Like animals, how alive are they, right? Most of them. Not the ones that live with humans, but the others. They're so springy and natural in their environment, right? Why are animals not sitting with depression in the wild? Of course, in human company, they're not meant to be here. You put them in four walls, they'll get depressed. They'll get codependent on you because they have no choice. They're animals, but you're human. You have a brain. We don't use our brain. We don't go beyond the brain stem. Stem is enough for most people's lives. Why you need that whole brain? You can just eat it for omega 3. Just suck it out of your ears and eat a little bit every day. Why you need it? 1 year is enough to hear. No, anyway, you don't hear. When I talk, you don't hear. So make puncture 1 year and put a straw. A little bit every day. Why the fuck you need a brain? Brainstem is enough for 99% of human activity. Brainstem is enough. The way the word Kali, it's called Gor Kaliyug, Yuvraj. It's ending. That's why all slaps are coming now. We're on the cusp of Kaliyug and the next whatever bloody yug is coming. So hope is there. I hope. You want to ask me if hope is belief?
Yes, good question.
Hope is a visualization of a good future. You need not believe in it. But if you can visualize it, there's certain energy arises in you that's called hope. It's a good energy. If you can visualize the future, even if you don't know the way to it, you're like, man, that's what I want. Some hope arises. Like for example, I have a hope that someday But I'm telling you, I get energy from this. I just have to think that someday I will spend 7 years studying traditional Tibetan sculpture. One of my dreams, okay? So I have to spend 7 years there, undisturbed by people, just doing sculpture. It's something I dream of. I hope that I'll be able to do it. And someday I'll have to stop. I can stop slapping people, and there'll be others doing it, and I can just relax and make sculptures and actually focus on the tantras. The copies of the 64 tantras are only in Lhasa, nowhere else. I mean, there is one other place, Babaji's cave, where I've seen it. That's it. They're not in Varanasi, not in Ujjain, nowhere. So imagine if I could spend 7 years in Lhasa studying the tantras. Gives me hope, man. It's energy coming from the future, huh? Mahakali is sending that energy to you so that you can say, okay, no problem. I have something to live for. That is different from faith and belief. Hope is divine. Hope is our ability. It's an ability. Hope is an ability of human beings to look at something and see it as it can be instead of as it is. And then figure out ways how do I get this from there to there. Now your brain works. Now if you started sucking your brain, then you should put everything back because now it's going to work. Because when you have hope, you have something to make your brain work for. If you don't have hope, you have nothing to make your brain work for, right? Nothing. I mean, hope is very important. Why will an athlete train for the Olympics if they don't have hope of winning? Hope is a goal, guys. Hope is a distant goal, and when we have hope, we start creating pathways to it. Everything starts arranging so that you go there. It's like a magnet. It's what drives us. Hope is your engine. Okay. Any other questions?
If
Okay,
audience has
great.
any questions,
Audience,
can
do you
just
have any questions? We have a little time. Anybody got any other questions? Once again, Yoga Chitta has flattened you like a bomb. Is hope a desire? Yeah. Hope is a visualization of a desire, a, a form that is given from which we draw our energy. And it is what is our natural next evolution. Something that we know will happen. Is something you'll inevitably fall into. Even if you don't put any effort, you're headed there because you're navigating towards it. Yeah, so it's not only a desire, it's a very strong desire coming from your soul, and it'll happen. Most people lost touch with hope. Because they
it.
don't have hope, they have to start lying.
Mm.
Sorry, ask you, Raj.
No, I was saying, I sometimes they think that the belief that they have is hope, as in something which is not possible. They will think that this will
Oh, yeah,
somehow
yeah,
become
yeah, yeah,
possible.
yeah, 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 yeah. No, see, guys, how to know if something is hope or belief? It's location where you look when you think about it. Okay, your hope will always be on your timeline, which is in a normal person, the timeline goes a little tilted to the right. If you're left-handed, it'll tilt to the left. Okay, because if it's right in front of your face, you can't see anything that's there. So a little bit to the right, you'll have to look if you want to see your timeline. So look at it and you'll see, oh, 7 a.m. wake up tomorrow. Oh, after that, you see your timeline. Maybe it's there till a week time. After that, you don't have hope. So you don't have energy. There's nothing on your timeline. But beliefs will be anywhere but your timeline because your brain knows not to keep it there. So what is a belief like? Let me see. I used to desperately believe that my relationship will work out, okay? And that was never on my timeline, it was here on the left. So please identify your timeline. We string our time together on a line, you know. Unresolved events from the past will always be in front of us on the left side, like this, coming like an X. And there's something called facts. We have a fact section. Where we look, we'll find all the facts in the same place, right? Sun will rise tomorrow. It's a fact. And no reason to doubt it. So trust and facts will come in one. Where do you see that? I see it right in front. We keep a collection of facts right in front here. Most people do. Nobody keeps the facts behind because you've got to refer to the facts if you want to survive, right? And then there'll be some other entry like my relationship is great. It's not in the fact box. It's in the belief box, which is somewhere different, you know. It's more off to the left if you look. If you're right-handed, it'll be more off to the left. Otherwise, it'll be more off to the right. Okay, so these are the anatomy of your Chitraguptas, they're called. Okay, they're all visuals. They're part of the Manomaya Kosha and the Vijnanamaya Kosha. These are objects that we keep around us, imaginary objects for our brain to refer. Brain locates everything spatially using imagination. We're really sophisticated human beings. If you go and stand on someone's timeline and they don't like you, they'll immediately shift their head. How do you know if someone likes you or not? Just stand a little bit off to the right, and you're on the timeline that will irritate them. They'll turn, they'll look this way, they'll change their head, they'll take you off the timeline. They'll never put you on the timeline. That's how you know if someone likes you or not. If they like you, then they'll let you be on the timeline. See what all I know without knowing psychology. And a guy came and copied all this from yoga, Richard Bandler, and he's proud of it also. He says in his lecture, I copied everything from, I held a yogi off a mountain by his neck, and then he told me all his secrets. He and me have the same birthday, by the way. Not that it matters. Okay. So, no, start observing where's your doubt is in a good place. Where do we keep our doubt? We keep our doubt in the truth section. Notice, everybody notice. Wherever you doubt, you're putting it in the truth section, like the fact section in your head. Just notice and see. I'm not making this shit up. Check and see. Think about something that you doubt. I feel nobody likes me. It's in the truth section. You know, right in front of you. You're supposed to do something with those facts. Your facts are your fuel. But you know for sure, you don't have to examine it again, and again. Your brain keeps it there. Hey, it's a fact, man. You're stuck. It's truth. People are like, I'm suffering from Isaac Newton syndrome. You know. But basically, you're just saying the truth, and it's right in front of you. And now, to make it denial, then what do you have to do? Next to it, you'll build a big palace called belief. And all the motivation gurus are making you build a palace here. They're all unable to make you put it on your timeline. You can't. The timeline is sacred. You can't put shit there. Okay? So that's where hope exists. All right. Just going to take a minute to answer some questions you read. Sonali is asking, how does one build the vibe to attract our tribe? By saying the truth and only focusing on the facts in front of you and the hope in front of you. Do not focus on the beliefs, which is off to the left. If you keep your mind here and you keep your concentration here, then you'll start vibing. Okay? You start vibing. If you want to learn more, come to my lecture on Saturday. Something deep is going to be revealed. Even I don't know what's going to happen there. Okay, so come there. Sukanya is asking, everything is being answered before putting it up. Yeah, welcome. Welcome to the yoga experience. Vasudeva is asking, should we ignore or accept opinions? I think you should. No, if anybody associated with me has opinions, you know what will happen to them? They'll be disassociated with me. Or they will be told that you have an opinion, fix your shit now. And if they don't fix the shit now, they'll be disassociated with me. If you don't have that courage, then you have to ignore opinions or you have to accept opinions. I do neither. I neither ignore nor accept them. For me, somebody harboring opinions is a big red flag. I do not want such a person in my life or in my team. Okay. But of course, like, this is like such a trick question, no? Like, both are shit options. Ignoring and accepting, both are shit options. Take action on them and quickly secure yourself. Okay. How to resolve our doubts? Doubts are not to be resolved, they are facts. The beliefs are to be trashed. That's it. Trash the belief, then immediately from the facts, you will construct a timeline. How do you construct a timeline, guys? You construct the steps to your hopes using the facts that you have in front of you. Avladhan. Why is it so hard? What is so difficult? Your facts are here, your hopes are there. Take one fact and see what all you can fix. It's a nice jigsaw puzzle. You can make a nice mosaic. You get to use your brain. No, you put two straws and keep sucking it. What's the use? So Shashank, the answer is use your brain. Construct a pathway to your facts, to your hopes with your facts, and stop calling them doubts. Doubts are facts. You're storing it in the same place. You didn't see, Shashank? Did you see this or did you not see this? Answer me. Did you see that your facts are being, where you store facts that the sun will come tomorrow or, you know, my name is Shashank. You're storing all these things where? In the same place as you store your doubts. You know, I doubt whether my business will work. Well, it's a fact that it's not working. Use that fact. And then fortify yourself. You say, oh, this is fact. Oh, what is it? Why it won't work? Oh, I don't have enough knowledge. I don't know these 4 or 5 things that I need to learn. So now you put those as pathways towards your hope. But where's your hope? People without hope can't do this. Hopeless people, how will do this? Okay? Shashank says, I got it. I see it. And Namrata is asking, how do you go from self-doubt to self-confidence? Self-confidence is self-belief. Why you need this? Turn your head little to the left and swallow everything and try to resist everything that's in front of you. That's what you do. So people with self-confident will always be looking to the left more. Those who have self-confidence. I don't have self-confidence because I don't have self-doubt. I don't need that shit. I have self-facts. Okay, Namrata? Yeah, this is the answer to this question. How do you go from self-doubt to self-confidence? There was an idiot called Nathaniel Branded who made self-worth and self-confidence like important. Psychologist, by the way, who made all these things very important, and people felt that self-confidence is very important. You know, Namrata says, "Got it." So I've got it in my ass. Okay, what else?
I don't have any questions. I think audience, if you have,
Okay,
guys got a lot of
audience,
time, like
whoever
5
needs
minutes.
slap like for 5 minutes, quickly get slapped. Who wants? Slap song is open. No, nobody wants. Okay. All right. So I think we should call it a day, right? It's almost an hour. I don't know,
Yeah.
man. We try to make this 20 minutes and it becomes an hour. How now? How, man? How we do this? Anyway, Shashank saying thanks for the slaps. You're welcome. Shruti saying we'll watch this again, and this is very good advice for everybody. Please watch this again. And reminder for everyone who's watching this again, if you're watching it before August 7th and you want to find your hope, come here. Just jump into this group blindly, okay? It's a WhatsApp group. Jump into it blindly. Don't even ask me what it is. Just jump in. And on Saturday, you will find out what hope is. Okay? Whoever's saying, I don't have hope, I don't know what to do, it seems to be the centerpiece of navigation of all my life, my North Pole, my North Star, I'll show you on Saturday. Come. All right. So, Namita saying, slap song. Okay, great. And Sukanya saying, God value will watch again and again. Very good, Sukanya. You're getting the idea. Okay, Shobha has a question. If the opinions are good, why reject it? Because it's not true if it's an opinion. It's not a fact. So why accept it? Don't accept opinions. Don't harbor opinions, okay? The danger is opinions are very dangerous. Why you need this? When you know from your senses what's true and what's not, then why you need an opinion? Look where it's located. I've also given you the technique to know if something is an opinion, it'll be a little off to the left when you think about it, okay? So if you think, I think this person is cheating me, and where does it fall? Is it falling into the self doubt right in front of you? Then, yeah, it's not an opinion. They're cheating you. And I don't like these people. They don't respect me. Is it coming off to the left or is right center? You don't respect me. Yeah, it's true. It's a fact. So you got to build your life on that. Build your life on the facts which are right in front of you. Little bit off to the left are the opinions. Here, facts. Here, hopes. Opinions, facts, hopes. Okay. Judging art is opinion, right? How can we judge art factually? Don't judge art, man. Art is all gas. You know, I'll tell you what I did. I had an auction in Delhi of collages made from um, made by my apartment kids. Okay, so I just got a lot of colorful paper, a lot of Fevicol. I said, "They stick it however you want," and I just cut them up and I framed them. And had a promoter who sold it. He sold it in the Slovakian embassy, and he did an auction of my paintings. I made a lot of money. Do you know that Damien Hirst shat in a can and sold it, and he called it artist shit? And literally for $1 million. I'm sorry if artists are not being adding beauty and designing a good visual experience which benefits other people. They're kind of wasting the time fooling people, and it always affects you, you know. I know an artist who named his child Untitled 2, Untitled 1 and Untitled 2, his two children. Poor kids, man. Sometimes art gets out of hand, okay? Like, trust me, I'm an artist. I have a degree in sculpture. Why do you think I want to go and study tantric art? Because it's meaningful art. And it takes 7 years to master it. That's real art. Okay, but you can make any noise and call it music nowadays. You can make any visual noise and call it visual art. So there's an order and a beauty in art. There's a grace, there's a flow, there's a energy, there is an emotion, there's an evocativeness, there is a aesthetic, and those are all facts. Okay, Baba. Okay. Angel is saying that shit is worse than say Mona Lisa. Is there a hierarchy in art? There's a function. If there's no functionality in art, I don't find it beautiful. If it's not functioning to create an experience for me, then why should I value it? Okay? All right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I had 5 years in art school doing various kind of drugs to think about this. And I just wanted to see if it's really shit, and it is shit. Okay.
Okay, shall we end for the day?
Yeah, yeah. We should call it a day. Thank you guys. It's like beyond time. And thank you very much. This is my evening's entertainment also. And thank you, Yuvraj, for
Thank you, Ashu.
providing endless such sessions. And really appreciate your work. Thank you so much.
Most of today's questions were by Divya, though.
Oh yeah, thank you, Divya, and thank you everyone else who contributed. Shobha and who else? Shashank and I don't know who else.
Ankur, I think.
Ankur.
Ankur.
Ankur. Where is Ankur? I don't see him around. Okay. All right. Great. Smithy is saying awesome topics. Thank you, Smithy. Uh, it's teamwork. All right. Cool. Dua is saying thank you so much. Is that Heyman Dua? Okay. Or Supriya Dua. Dua. Okay. Bye bye, everybody. Thank you very much. Ankur is here. Okay, great. You watched. Great. All right. See you guys.
Thank you. Thank you, Ashu.
Yeah. Bye, Yuraj.